above Christ's head on the cross, we find the letters INRI, which was spoken about here before, which it came back to mind having visited the Knights Templar Castle and seeing the Christ there on the cross. INRI goes back to 32, which goes back to 23. The word Christ itself is also 32, which is 23, which carries the same energetic frequency of the 23. INRI, Western esotericists reinterpreted it as Igni Natura Renovator Integra, which means nature renews by fire. Fire, a symbol of fire, is red. Red also carries an energy frequency of 9. Again, the word end again is also 23. These things that I have put together using this very straightforward and simple gematria numerology in this form has led me to be able to uncover things that I haven't seen anywhere else. And going forward, maybe after this lifetime and so on and so forth, as we continue, these things that I have uncovered will be brought by others, and there will be more out there, because they are so profound there's no words that can describe it. So why do I keep saying that? Because then the number 9, there were 9 Templars. Now Templars, I'm going to go into what the meaning of red, etc. I'm still yet to do this bigger video, which I will do, but I kept talking about the theme of red that was associated with the Templars, that it was in their symbology was this red, which also goes back to 9. There was 9 Templars initially. 9 Templars. It came from 9 Gnostic families. Now then, there is also in Portugal, there is a place called Quinta da Regularia, right, which is a series of like 9 layers, like Dante's Inferno, which is to give you 9 layers of hell, which is 9, and nature renews by fire, because the 9 recycles, right? And this renews by fire is a part of is code wording for initiation. And initiation, to start the frequency and the tone and the voice vibration of the word initiation, is 923, which is 95, which you've already broken down here plenty of times. To go in, we have to go to 923 to go inner, right? So this initiation that took place, this initiation well, which is also in Portugal by the Templars, they had to go down 9 levels with a sword, I think blindfolded, and they had to go down into the darkness into the 9th level, and then there would be a labyrinth down there, and then they would have to walk across water of stones, probably blindfolded, to make their way back to where they started from, as a part of the candidate's initiation. Now that was probably done in pitch black. I'll put on the screen. You'll probably see the 9 levels. You would have seen it. Probably would have been in pitch black, and they wouldn't have even known where they were, blindfolded. Now, why is that like that, and why am I saying that? Because awakening and initiation is being mixed up as though. So people who are awakening online generally won't even probably know what initiation is. And I know this because I've studied people. I study people. And because I study people, it gives me an ability to be able to know and be able to put things together and say, this is happening in this way when it shouldn't be happening in that way, or so on and so forth. And I say that because when I first started doing these videos, because there were guys that were coming out doing videos, loads of people listening to them, but they were getting it wrong. And the reason I knew they were getting it wrong, because I was already doing it, because I was initiated in the physical by somebody else, right? Initiated, it's not a metaphysical initiation, right? Whereby we're now working outside of the physical. I'm introduced to the layers outside of the physical, which then introduces me to my immortal state, my immortal nature, my immortal state, and then allows me to embark upon a path of initiation, of initiatic work, right? That then leads me then to know how the truth comes together, right? This is what happens, and that is, and all of that is not done online. All of that was done in the physical layer, in the physicality. Jesus was also initiated. Most initiates generally were initiated It's very rare that you can get a self-initiation, but you can operate on layers of self-initiation. Once I was initiated, my immortal nature would then led me to be able to continue to on the path of initiation without needing help from others to do so. And initiation is not like awakening. This is the issue that we have. And a lot of these guys that were online, they were talking stuff and it was just all wrong. And I even met some certain guys and did videos with some of them. And it was known to me and it was known to them and known to me that I knew that they knew that what they were saying wasn't actually right. Right. And because of that, that then causes stagnation within the growth of the collective consciousness that's trying to grow. On the side of that, you have this digital. There's a guy that did a book called Technosis, right? And you have this digital reality where what happens is it's very clever. See, they're very clever. And I noticed there was also a Mason that came on. A lot of some of the Masons have started coming out now, right? And some of the things that we're saying was great because it was also just backing up some of the tone that I have is what I say here. You are the ruffian. The initiates, they are looking at you as though you are the ruffian. When we have conspiracy people and they go, oh, all of these Masons, they're all this and they're all killing kids and they're all and they'll do it right, yeah, they're not all doing that because they've been initiated into something whereby it has a set structure that means that individual has to embark upon a path of becoming a lighter version of walking into the light. So that initiation, that Templar initiation, they go into this darkness, down into these 9 levels of darkness, into these 9 lower worlds, right? Because there were lower planes than this physical plane, right? And then they go on this adventurous mission that requires lots of intense courage and strength to then embark upon the light, having been through this darkness. Yeah, all around the number 9, with the theme of red, which is also 9, right? So what I'm saying is that then if you become conscious, you start to become aware, conscious, what I call awakening, if you start to become aware of your surroundings, because the beings that, and Poimandres said this, is the Hermetics, right? The Hermeticists, right? That the beings here, they walk around in this drunkard, ignorant way, right? They just flip from one second to the next, like we said, they're dead. They're just dead. They don't have no actual meaning. There's no authentic meaning behind anything that they're actually doing. They're just doing it because they're operating from this lower nature. The lower nature still doesn't actually go anywhere, because I was just thinking about this a minute ago. Where I'm sat right now, I'm sat in front of this well, right? Sat in front of this well, and it goes down about 30 feet, and it provides water constantly. It doesn't stop. And the reason that I'm sat on this well that provides water, right, is because of the initiation that I've already embarked upon for near 20 years now, that has enabled me to work outside of this physical reality, that enables me to bring things through into the physical, right? But through that initiation ignites a fire, INRI, within when you see through these physical eyes, yeah, outside of the physical, and you are able to become like the sun and provide light and life to other beings in other worlds, just like this one, it changes how you are, right? It changes how you perceive the reality, right? So then that means that now if you embarked upon initiation, you wouldn't be apathetic in the way that we are. Your conduct would be totally different, because if you want to, so what happens is, which is why I can get this point across, you become aware of your surroundings, right? So now you become aware of your surroundings, the first thing that you want to do is try to find other people and find other ways that you can grow upon that layer of consciousness that you've embarked upon. Now, the only place for you to go and do that is to pick up your phone. Then when you go and pick up your phone to go and do that, you go and find somebody else who's also generally been through the same scenario as you, and they've now gone online to try and find other people that are doing the same thing as what they are. But what they're now doing is they're actually now teaching what they think they have known, and they're now passing that on to you to show you what they think they have known, but to tell you through a screen what they have known, right? Then what happens is they can only inspire you a little bit, enough to, or they can simply feed you with more. It could be negativity, doomsday stuff, or it could be anything that appeases how you perceive it. They're going to meet you in the level that you're at, because it's likely that you don't even know if they are an initiate or they are even actually doing the things that need to be done in the physical themselves. So then what this does, this then now waters down the growth of consciousness, because if you in initiation in a mystery school fashion, you would have to be with me in order for me to take you on the path of initiation. I have to sit down with you, and we have to uncover the mask, the ego, and all these things, not the fanciful syncretism and this, that, Tartaria, flat earth, and all these things. That these are just things, your health, all of these things, right? Any phenomena that's coming in, that's going to come in the future, all of these things are not going to get you there. All these things are not going to get you there. What's going to get us there, what's going to do it, is the work of authenticity, and the work of hard work of uncovering these layers, and these layers, and these layers, and this work of discipline, right? And all the other things that go along with that. Your discipline, your patience, resilience, yeah, your ability to be able to let go, right? All of these other things, so many things that we can't actually go through properly on a screen. So then what that creates is like this technosis type thing that they call it. There's a guy with this book called Technos, where the technology would come in, right, and almost create a different type of a spiritual awakening, but through this digital screen. So if Templars or whoever from the past, other initiates, were standing here now, they would say, why they would look over from here now, imagine, and they would ask, why am I standing, we're talking esoteric, deep knowledge, divine knowledge, we're talking wisdom, but I'm talking it through a screen. They would say the impact is not great enough for you to for the viewer, for the individual to actually really fully grasp what's actually being said, right? And this is why when I say some things I say, it's because of the levels that we have to reach. Like I might write a post or something, but I don't want to be liked. I don't want validation. I don't need it. But I know a lot of you do. A lot of other people, they need validation. People that have got lots of followers and stuff like that, they need the validation. They need it. And that's making them weaker. It's making them weak. Then they put content out that appeases you to make the level that you're at. So that then you continue to keep liking it and liking it. And this creates almost like a false sense of reality as what has been created here. Like a false sense of reality, which is what's happening. Because we have to. And then if you just keep going through the phone, you already know the phone's toxic. They've already said, the guy Tristan Harris has come out now, they're saying they're building these bunkers underground due to these data centers. But because of this online awakening, where people have gone online, they're not initiated, they've gone online, and they might be good at talking, they might know some things, and then they're giving you what they know, but your soul is looking for this initiatic path, is what you need. But they're giving you entertainment, like I always call it, right? And then what's happening is it's taking you down another path where you are just feeding this need to have. You might have just need your so in some cases people go to do it because the people around are unconscious. So you go online and listen to these people because now you feel as though you can resonate with what they're saying, but you don't need resonating. It's not resonating that you need. You need conscious stirring. You need to say, right, boom, these darker aspects that you've got. Like another thing before I cut this off, it's only a short one, right? Everything to do with matter, material here, pushes you into towards your shadow. Money is associated with water. It's currency, which is associated with emotion, which is water. This is how they work with the elements, the 23 5 elements, right? So then everything else to do with material, matter, is why people try and become a breatharian of that, because you want to run away from the dark stirring that comes about from the darkness within the abyss when you interact with matter, which is why we're falling into here for this, because you operate with good the knowledge of goodness and the knowledge of evil, knowledge of the tree of good and evil. So when you operate with matter, it will stir up. So a lot of people have emotional attachment to money. If they lose money, a demon comes out in them, right? When they don't realize you're already living in a Ponzi scheme, it's designed for everything here is designed for restriction. So you smoke cigarettes, they give you cigarettes, the next thing you know, it causes you cancer. Everything that they give you is going to restrict you and limit you. The technology is also going to do the same. So I have found, through operating from my immortal nature, which is what the candidate and initiate strives to reach, is what we try to reach. Because when we do that now, yeah, we are able to then start to command the reality. So when I use the internet, but I'm out in heavy dense nature, this what they call 5D. It's not a term I use, but what they call 5D is a frequency that operates within nature, the field strength, organic field strength upon ley lines in places like where I am and other places in certain, heavily dense rural areas where it's still pure, right? And because of that, it means that if I use my phone, I will use it. I won't have this. I will use it less, because the medicine and the healing that you're getting from nature outweighs the addiction that is coming from the actual phone, the material. It's like a toxic relationship with everything to do with the food, the money, everything. These are things we need to speak about more than the topics that we see online, because otherwise this technology is just going to keep, with this AI, it's going to keep coming to the point where your whole awakening, it won't even be the people that you listen to, that you follow. It'll just be a digital version of them, a digital sleeve of them, which we spoke about again. It'll be a digital sleeve. There won't even be need for them to speak, because the digital sleeve will do the talking. And we don't realize we've been pushed into a position like this, where everything that we touch to do with matter turns on us and pushes us further away from our divinity. So this is why I'm saying this, not because I'm thinking that this is going to make you wake up even further, but because it needs to be pushed out into the ether, and also for the truth to be known that you need to stretch further than your awakening. You need to, so like some of these people, they go into these secret societies, so it's better for them because they have a set structure, and they're working with other beings in the physical that are working upon themselves, that enables them to actually make a physical change to their reality, which is why I'm sitting here now on a well with free water. When water is now being removed, we will not have water if you live in them cities. You know it now, because it will be tokenized, and they're taking the water and trying to put it under the ground anyway, right? But I'm here to let you know that once you're operating from your immortal nature as the initiate, then you can access free water, because it will be given to you. It'll be given to you, yeah, because it will be given to you, because now you are operating from your own authentic state, which is as an immortal. So the goddess, absolute, yeah, the muse will give you the things that are a part of who you are, in order for you to continue to expand in your immortal growth as from your immortal nature. But it won't happen, it will not happen whilst your awakening is mostly set and focused upon a screen online, by listening to, if you take everything in from your YouTube followers, you will not access those layers of your immortal nature upon this matter, and it will cause you to have to keep coming back here.